Aklot is a brand that to guitarists might sound somewhat new, but they've been around for a while making lots of different musical instruments. Lately, a lot of their focus seems to be on electric guitar and bass. And they have a new lineup of 13 pedals. Today we're going to take a look at two of those, the 7-band equalizer and the Octaver. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, I've reviewed several of their electric guitars lately, and they're actually really, really good. If you like metal, they've got a lot of different selections for you, and I just reviewed this one recently, a 12-string electric, which I actually really enjoy. So after I reviewed that 12-string, they told me about this new lineup of pedals that they have, 13 different pedals. They've got everything in there. I've got a metal distortion, a reverb, a 3D delay, a BBD flanger, a chorus, overdrive classic, Octaver, overdrive modern, compressor, 7-band EQ, noise gate, distortion, and fuzz. The 7-band equalizer I have used, the Octaver I haven't used, so let's go ahead and check them out. I'll give you a demo with and without distortion, some clean stuff, some distorted stuff. Let's do it. So as far as I can tell, the boxes are all the same, except for they have the the actual pedal on the front of the box. Then inside of that, you're going to get a box that mirrors that as well. Open her up, and right here at the top, you've got a warranty activation card. Limited warranty, so you got 2 years warranty on this, and it seems like it's pretty easy to register that, which I have not done yet. All right, so this obviously is the Octaver. And then underneath that, well, you got your silica gel. And you also have feet. They didn't put the feet on there because if you want, you can just go ahead and put Velcro right on there, which I have not done on this yet. And then you've also got a nice connector cable to go between the pedals, which, hey, if you are new to pedals and having multiple pedals, and even if you're not, it's nice to have these things around, so that's a nice little addition. Okay, and then we open up the box. Got a user manual here, and it's interesting because I was like, that's an awfully thick user manual for a pedal, but this one manual has all of the different effects in it. So that's actually convenient. And of course, the pedal snug inside of some nice foam in there. And there is the Octaver. Of course, the 7-band EQ as well. So you'll find quite a bit of discussion about where a 7-band EQ might go in your signal chain. In this case, I'm going to put it first and shape that tone before it ever goes in. And that way we can hear it just about as purely as possible. So just connect these with the 9-volt. And you got these cables here. We're going to go to the out. And these are very simple. I mean, you've got an in and an out, and that's really it except for your controls on there. They're kind of lightweight. They're aluminum chassis, I can tell you that, because they're just real, I mean, they're metal, but they're pretty lightweight. When you turn them on, you get a big green light on them. Well, blue on this one, green on this one. Each has their own color of light, which could be good because then you can look right down and go, all right, I know which it is without having to really think about it. Turn off your EQ or your Octaver or whatever. But some people will not like that because that's a lot of light. I don't know if there's a way to turn the light off either. If there isn't, that'd be a good thing for them to add. All right, so I've played around with the 7-band EQ, but the Octaver I haven't yet, so this will be kind of a learning experience for both of us. So we'll just see how this goes. All right, just to establish a bass, let's see what it sounds like without the EQ. With. And this is a setting that should mimic basically old school metal, kind of the Iron Maiden Transylvania sound. But I'm not going to do distortion just yet because I want you to hear how they sound purely. So without. With. So yeah, I mean, it definitely has some effect. Let's just take them all the way down to the bottom. Of course, you also have your level and your gain up here at the top. And, let's just go ahead and do this. So yes, it performs like an EQ. The gain over here. Personally, I like to run the gain at about 1 or 2 o'clock and the level at about 2 o'clock. So, I mean. That's about how I've been running it right there. No, more like that right there. Let's go ahead and just throw some distortion on that. I really need to put some Velcro on these things if I'm going to keep them on this board. But yeah, so I mean, it works. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this back to a clean, empty channel. I'm going to go ahead and leave this on. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up about like this. Take the level down just a little bit. Gain. All right, now let's turn this on. That's the Octaver. And you get a little bit of fuzz out of this one. And this is, you know, with the +1 octave turned all the way down. So let me read from the manual what it says about this. With the Octaver, it is possible to create 3 separate sounds, 1 octave lower, 2 octaves lower, and 1 octave higher, and 1 adjustable embellishment so that only 1 guitar, 3 octaves can be played, and each tone has a separate volume control. So +1 octave, -2 octave, and -1 octave. So let's go ahead and turn these up here. So let's just go. So, I mean, no, this is just a fun pedal to play around with. You got your tone here, and with the tone, what they're saying on this one is it shapes the brightness of the synthesized tones. So counterclockwise significantly reduces high frequency for warmer, smoother effects, and clockwise preserves more of the original high frequencies to maintain clarity and sharpness. So yeah, I feel like around 2 to 3 o'clock is good just to keep some of that tone in there. That sounds like Scooby-Doo right there. So, I mean, there's probably a lot of stuff that I can coax out of this. Just got to sit, you know how it is with these pedals. You can sit and tweak with them for hours. But yeah, it's both of them in conjunction are working pretty good. But let's see what happens when we go to a nice distorted channel and see what happens there. Little adjustment. So arguably, to me, the Octaver sounds better with a distorted channel. And I mean, you can use it any way you want. I'm going to definitely play with that one some more. So I haven't tested any of the others except for these two. There are 13 to choose from, a lot of variety, as I told you there in the beginning. You can see all of them right here. And they all have a different color neon grill on them, which would make it really easy to see in the dark, just hitting whatever pedal you need to hit. But just remember, it's also going to make your pedal board glow quite a bit. They aren't super fancy pedals, but they definitely get the job done. And I'll put a link down in the description to my Amazon store so you can check them out there. I looked on their website and I didn't see them on their website, but Amazon, they've definitely got them on there. If you go to one, you can see all the rest of them listed below it. So there we go. They work as described. They're lightweight, so they won't weigh your bag down. Might want to check them out for yourself. I know for a fact that I'll have some fun with the Octaver. Aklot or Aklot, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Somebody told me that I wasn't, that it's actually a word for good music or good times or something like that, and it's pronounced differently. Sorry if I butcher it, but Aklot, okay? So far, they've been a good company. Every guitar that I've tested has been of high quality, so I really can't wait to see what else they do. I just want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions are always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. Click both of those. You'll get notifications when I upload new videos. If you have any suggestions for things that you'd like me to review, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a comment. Just leave a comment either way. It helps me with the algorithm. But I'm always down to communicate with you. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.